Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef the Alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Daily Nerd live this Sunday, the 1st. Oh yes, the 1st of December. I bet you guys noticed the whole Christmas theme going on. I saw you guys in the live chat being like, oh, just in time for Christmas, loving the Christmas theme. So thank you so much for all your kind comments in the live chat as you're all coming in at the moment. Those that are watching on the replay, you guys should know the drill by now. Fast forward like 5-10 minutes, and I will have started the main topic of this stream, which is Meghan. When I could get my teeth back in. Meghan Markle's fake pregnancies have been exposed by Samantha Markle with new details. This is all from a new interview that Samantha Markle did with Dan Wooten on his show. And so if you want to see the full interview without any commentary from myself uninterrupted, the link to that interview is in the description bar below. Guys, it is explosive with a capital E. There are things that Samantha Markle has said in this interview, and my jaw dropped. I was like, excuse me? Like, we're going to go through some of the main parts, and again, I'm going to give you my commentary for fair use purposes, and also as well a little bit of my research behind the answers that Samantha gives as well, to hopefully give you a little bit more of a better and fuller context of this particular interview, in my humble opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Now, I do come with a disclaimer here. No matter what you think about Samantha, whether you like her, hate her, or whatever in the middle, you do you, okay? I'm going to be very honest, as I always am. I like Samantha Markle. I actually do. She's straight talking, says it as it is, calls a spade in my opinion. And that's my kind of people. As you may have noticed, I call a spade too, guys. And so, yeah, she's straight talking, no nonsense. That's how she comes across in all the interviews I've seen of her, whether she's on the Dan Wooten show or she's speaking to, publications and they're printing her words. So, again, you do you guys, whether you like her, hate her, or you're somewhere in the middle. Fair play. For me, though, just so you know where I stand, she's my kind of people. I actually do like her. But yeah, with that being said, guys, there is a little bit of thank yous to do before we actually get into this. My goodness. First and foremost, King Bob in the chat. I salute you, mate. Gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leader, courtesy of King Bob, who is going to respond and kick off today's gifting wars. Guys, we may soon find out. And as you may see in the pinned comment right at the top of the live chat, for those that are watching live, the November live stream is going to be happening straight after this one for leaders only. Yes, the leader only live stream for November will be starting straight after this live stream. So if you're not a leader right now, you know what to do. Hit that join button so you don't miss out. It's the only time, the only opportunity you guys actually get to call in on Zoom and we discuss all the misadventures of the gruesome twosome for the past month of November. Lisa, I see you in the chat. You better be making an appearance. I need some more mic drops from you, love. So, yes, looking forward to that. A little bit of housekeeping, though. There were no videos on Thursday, and there was no live stream. There was no Royal Clubhouse on Friday. Why? Because it was Thanksgiving for my American alternates. And so I thought, do you know what? I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to have a break myself, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. And here we are right now. Also, as well, speaking of mic drop Lisa, hey up, lass, thank you so much for your continued support for the last 7 months. I appreciate your hood. Saying happy 7 months. There we go. Happy 7 months to you too, mic drop Lisa. We also have Aussie Woman 581 with a $3.99 sugar bucks, ruining a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way. I appreciate that, Aussie Woman 581, and my favourite, the Ginger Doggy Fine Arts moment. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. And we also have the Sarge in the chat. Hey up, how's Georgie and Livia? Let me know, honey. Oh my goodness. I love it when you send me pictures on Instagram DMs of Georgie and Olivia and giving me updates on how they're doing. I just love dogs. I'm team dog. I just am, you know. So yeah. Let me know how they're doing. I love the updates. But she says, holy cow, time flies when you're having fun. And bloody hell, yeah, holy cow indeed. 18 months, a year and a half. Oh my goodness. It just seems like it was just yesterday that you joined the Alter Nerd community, Sarge. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your kindness and just your kindness, love. I appreciate it. So thank you so much. And we have Lisa Boo. Oh my goodness. Lisa Boo has been a leader for 28 months. Oh my goodness, saying love this community. Well, Lisa Boo, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership. I appreciate this. I hope to see all you leaders and any new ones that might be coming up from this stream in the leader only stream that's going to be happening straight after this one. So don't miss out and join today. And guys, if you want to ruin a sugar's day, you can send some sugar bucks my way. They hate it, guys, when you support us Megxiteers. And we know they're lurking. So to all the sugars out there, hi, morons. How y'all doing? Today is not a good day for your leader, i.e. Megxie, because Samantha Markle, oh my goodness, seriously, in this interview with Dan Wooten, and I'm going to break it down for you. Oh my goodness. The sugars are not having a good day whatsoever, I am telling you right now. But yeah, with that being said, the question of the day, as we are going to go through all of this, is, do you believe that the pregnancies were faked? If you believe that Megxie's pregnancies, both with Archie and Lilibet, were fake, then please hit that like button. It's just the quickest and easiest way for me to gauge you guys' opinion to see if you actually agree with this sentiment or not. I want to really see how, for want of a better phrase, popular this opinion is. I remember initially being sat on the fence with it, thinking, you know, there's something wrong with this picture, but really? Faking a pregnancy? Really? And then I looked into it a little bit more, and I'm like, yeah, dude, opinion conspiracy theory, whatever, like, I totally believe now these pregnancies were faked. And Samantha has done this new interview with Dan Wooten, and she has dropped some new details about the alleged fake pregnancies with Megxie, Archie, and Lilibet, and it is going to make your jaw drop. So thank you to everyone that's supporting so far. I really, really appreciate your faces. Whether you send super chat sticker, member only chat, you join as a leader, or you subscribe, you hit that like button, you interact with me either in the live chat or the comments down below. All your support is really, really highly appreciated, and I'm just really, really thankful. So thanks. Seeing as, you know, it's the week of Thanksgiving, right, guys? But yeah, with that being said, my goodness, time flies when we're having fun. Shall we kick into it? Ho, 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 because yes, Megxie's fake pregnancy exposed by Samantha Markle with new details in this Dan Wooten interview, Outspoken. Again, I'm going to be providing my commentary for fair use. I'm also going to be providing you my research to give you a little bit more background and a little bit more information to what is being discussed here. If you want to watch the full interview completely uninterrupted, then please, the link is in the description bar below. Subscribe to Dan Wooten, watch this interview, see if your jaw drops further than mine. Because my jaw dropped all the way to freaking China, the opposite end of the world. Right, so here we go. In this first clip that I'm going to play you right here, Samantha Markle is commenting on Hazard and Megxie's quote-unquote professional separation, right? She answers Dan Wooten's question, which is, why are they not being seen with their children? They're flying all around the world. They're going to all these press outings and blah, blah, blah. Why are the children with them? Also, will they move back to the UK because Hollywood seemingly has rejected them? Here we go. Let's go with this first clip here.
Well, I'm gonna throw right out there. I'm kind of more curious as to why they're not being seen with these children. Like
Mm.
they're jet setting, they're apart one day, they're together, they're going to this event or to that event. Most celebrities, even Princess Catherine and Prince William, their kids are visible, living a normal life, very full, and the public see them.
And this is the thing, right? The public do see them. We've seen, the Wales's children out and about. We see them on the first day to school. We see them on actual royal official events, right? But when it comes to Hazard and Megxie, nothing. Like, we don't see them at all. And it's really, really curious as to why. Mm? Which has, garnered the rumours that the children don't exist at all. Now, again, calling a spade here. A lot of you guys will know my stance on that particular rumour, but for those that don't, I do 100% believe that the children do exist, okay? Even Lady C, I asked Lady C earlier on this year when I was very, very graciously granted an interview with her on this channel. I asked her outright, do the children exist? She says, yeah, 100%. Like, I'm paraphrasing here, but yeah. She's like, 100% these children exist, okay? So, do I believe the rumours that they don't exist? No. I am firmly on the team of Archie and Lilibet do exist. Okay. But I can see why that rumour's kind of come about, because we hardly see them at all. At all.
With paparazzi everywhere, drones everywhere, and all of these events, somebody I would think would see these children. So, are they together? Are they not? Who really knows? Because their PR seems to spin everything. One week it's like they're getting together, they're strengthening, they're doing this, they support each other. The next week, they're splitting up, the olive branch is being extended, it's being rejected, they're not getting back. We know the probability of them getting back in the royal fold is like 0.00000012.
And this is the thing, right? This to me, the splitting up, they're not splitting up. They're coming back to the UK. They're not coming back to the UK. They want to get back to the royal family. No, they don't. All this to me, it stinks of an orchestrated confusion by Team Sussex. Why? And I'm trying to figure that out. We're getting conflicting information here, right? And it's like, okay, this seems to be confusion that is orchestrated in the media by Opinion Conspiracy Theory, whatever, Team Sussex. But if that's the case, why are they orchestrating this confusion? Let me know in the live chat, and if you're watching on the replay, in the comments down below, why you think that might be the case. Because at the moment, I'm not too sure. There's something happening, of course. But why is there this full-on orchestrated confusion? And it will cost a lot of money in terms of, their PR, whatever they're using to orchestrate this confusion in the first place. So why are they investing so much money to orchestrate all this confusion? Either they're a happy family or not. Either they're working together or they're not. Either they love the kids and they want to be with them or not. Like, it's weird. It's weird.
But I think the world has been wondering, are they going to move to Great Britain? Because it doesn't seem like the Hollywood thing panned out.
Let's put it this way. America, as I've always said, keep them. We don't need a Hazard and Megxie. We've got enough ginger whingers and alleged narcissistic psychopaths, okay? Our quota for those two things completely full, all right? We don't need any more. America, you can keep them. If anything, if you want to kick them out, I'm sure Colombia would welcome them with open arms. Or even Nigeria. Yes. Megxie's second home, seeing as she's like 47% Nigerian or 43 or whatever, right? Yeah. a new YouGov poll came out recently, and Hazza and Megxie are still like one of the least less popular like members of the royal family ever. So yeah, the UK does not want them. We're good. We're good.
Are they going to move to Portugal? There were rumors of that. And
Yeah, and this whole Portugal move, again, it's this, as I was saying earlier on, this orchestrated confusion. And I'm wondering why this is and what's really going on with all of that. Because when the Portugal property came up and they bought it, oh yeah, they've bought this Portugal property, they're going to use it as a holiday home, or they're going to move there. And then there's news that the home hasn't even been built, that they've bought it and they've got the land and the house, but it's not yet been built. Like, again, this kind of, it feels like it's a very deliberate orchestration of confusion. If that's even a word, orchestration. I think you know what I mean. I hope you do.
why? Like, I mean, I doubt that it has anything to do with President Trump now being reelected. Maybe it does, but why Portugal? Why not, somewhere else? Why not Great Britain? Well, I don't. So we really don't know. It's like,
Yeah. But yeah, this is the thing, and this is what I've been asking. Why Portugal? Why not Colombia? Yeah. Why not Nigeria? Again, Megxie's second home, seeing as like she's 43% Nigerian. Why Portugal? Will we see the children more in Portugal than we do in America?
it's like a mystery again. This fairy tale has become somewhat of a scary tale. It's just it's eerie, it's cringeworthy, and it's like a tragic comedy. It's sad because if there are children involved, it doesn't seem like they're having a normal life, and it seems like it's very far from a fairy tale for the world and for them. So I mean, I can't wait to find out. My guess is as good as yours.
And this is the thing, right? Samantha raises a really good point here, because part of why they left, right, the royal family and all this lot, was because they wanted to have kind of like a normal life, right? Live as private citizens, be financially stable on their own, have their privacy, blah, 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 right? But, and kind of live a normal life, so to speak. But even though it seems like they're living their version of a normal life, yeah? What about the children? They're not living a normal life. They're completely, for all intents and purposes, from what we see and from what we know, completely cut off from Megxie's family. So from Auntie Samantha, Grandpa Thomas Jr., Grandpa Thomas Sr., Uncle Thomas Jr. They're also completely isolated from the royal family. So Grandpa King Charles, Grandma Queen Camilla, Auntie Princess Catherine, Uncle Prince William, when I could get my brain into gear here, and all the cousins. So if anyone is thinking that these children, Archie and Lilibet, are living a normal life, you need your heads examining, because they are literally cut away from what we know of each side of the family, more or less. That's not normal. I know personally that's not normal. Why? Because, and again, I'm going to be straight up here. My mum's family, my mother's side, absolutely fine, totally Gucci. My biological father's side, who I consider just as a sperm donor, and that's that, can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. Goodbye, Vienna, don't want to know. I've come out. I've gone like this. Don't want them, don't need them, goodbye. There is an extremely good reason why I've done that. I will not comment as to why, but there's a very good reason as to why I have cut out essentially half of my, family. For what we know and what we can deduce, there's really no good reason as to why Megxie and Hazza have cut out essentially both sides of the family, whereby they're not having much content with much contact with the children in the first place. So again, if anyone out there is thinking that Archie and Lilibet are living a normal life, again, you need your heads examining. I've got a good reason, a damn good reason, why I've cut out essentially half of my family. Gone. That don't have anything to do with them whatsoever, and I haven't done so for decades, guys. I don't think Megxie and Hazza have got a good enough reason, do you? To be doing the same thing to their own families? Anywho, going on to this, yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? You know, Samantha earlier on said, look, you know, Hollywood has rejected them, so will they move back to the UK? And this does seem to be true. So we've got this article here from MSN turning around and saying Hollywood's royal rejects. Megxie and Hazza's face waning influence in Tinseltown thanks to a major publication hit piece. Now, the hit piece they're talking about there is the Hollywood Reporter when they came out about a month or so ago with renewed bullying accusations, right? Now, here we've got a Tinseltown producer that is quoted in this article. And before I get to that, Megan O'Shea, hey up Megan, thank you so much for hitting that join button and becoming our newest leader. Everyone say hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of Megan. Appreciate your face. Thank you so much. And everyone, hearts in the chat for Megan because she went one step further and hit that join button herself. So I really appreciate your face. Thank you so much, Megan. I hope to see you in the leader only stream that will be starting straight after this one. So hopefully you'll be able to call in as well in the Zoom link that'll be there. So looking forward to it, Megan. Thank you so much. In the meantime, let's carry on with what the Tinseltown producer, Hollywood producer, said about this, saying, I don't think mainstream Hollywood ever took them seriously. From day one, Archewell felt to most industry onlookers more like a brand-building exercise than a genuine production operation. Netflix were handing out vanity deals like candy at the time, and so everybody just shrugged their shoulders and assumed their company wouldn't get much done despite the generous backing. But even Harry and Meghan naysayers would have been shocked at how little they've actually achieved. And in the more austere climate of the industry in 2024, when thousands of people have lost their jobs and the entertainment industry economy is struggling, there's now a genuine dislike and distrust towards them by some. So Samantha Markle's right. Hollywood has rejected them. Their fairy tale has become a scary tale. I like that quote from Samantha, to be fair. I might be using that myself, to be honest. Their fairy tale has become a scary tale. The grass was not greener on the other side. They should have stopped with the royal family, right? The other thing as well that Samantha also mentioned in this particular segment here is, you know, you have all these celebrities, right? Demi Moore. We've got Jessica Simpson. We've got Britney Spears. We have here Gigi Hadid, right? And when they were pregnant, they did the photo shoots, right? Showing off the pregnancy, showing off, you know, how beautiful it all is. And of course, right? So why not do a photo show with Vogue magazine? Why not be proud to show off your baby bump and the beauty of pregnancy, right? It's interesting, yeah? Now, let's get on to the second clip right here. And so Samantha is now being more direct in her comments on these surrogacy rumours and the fake pregnancy rumours. So here we go.
I will say that, like a lot of people, I saw the Getty images of the pillow dropping behind the skirt, and I thought at first they could be photoshopped, but Getty images is very reliable. I questioned why nobody reportedly was able to examine her abdomen when she was, quote, pregnant. And I thought, gee, if she was, remember when Demi Moore did that beautiful thing on Vanity Fair where she showed her beautiful belly? I thought that was really cool. Like, if you are so proud of your baby, your marriage, and God, if you have the opportunity to have royal physicians examine your womb, I don't know about her, but I would be all over that. There would be like a Vogue magazine cover, proud to show the baby and the beauty of pregnancy. And
There you go. And again, from what we know and what we suspect, that allegedly Megxie is a full-blown narcissist, you would think that she would want to follow in the footsteps of so many A-list celebrities before her and show off that pregnancy bump. I mean, she did it in so many ways, right? When the cameras were on her, we've seen it flick away her coat so the bump would be more prominent. She would cradle it, she would carry it, draw so much attention to it. Yet she fought the urge to literally be on the cover of a mainstream prestigious magazine to show off a baby bump in all its glory, like so many A-list celebrities before her. Really, really sus, right, guys? And then you've got, what Samantha Markle said in terms of the Getty images. So this is the thing, right? Megxie commands attention in recycled £107 dress and killer high heels in London. Okay. What the press has failed to really comment on directly is, yeah. She's drawing attention to herself in a purple dress, just in the wrong way. So these are the Getty images that Samantha Markle is discussing here and referencing. These are the more, I would say, famous images as to where people point to when others ask, why do you think these pregnancies are fake? Why do you think she's wearing a moon bump? Because, the belly's supposed to be up here, not down there. Again, belly up here, not down there. Belly up here, not down here. Belly up here, not down here. I mean, there's so much more evidence, and if I was to show you it all, we'd be here for another 3 hours, right, guys? But ultimately, these are the pictures that Samantha is commenting on. And so as we go to this next segment that I've pulled out here from the interview, and again, for those that are watching live that have just tuned in, if you want to watch the full interview in its entirety without any interruptions whatsoever, the link is in the description bar below. I implore you, watch the full thing. My jaw dropped. As I said earlier on, it dropped all the way in China, the other side of the world, through the Earth's core onto the other side, because I'm like, dude, wow. There are new details that, for me anyway, that Samantha is discussing in this particular interview. And here is one of them right now.
To talk about the fact that in July, 9 months before Archie was allegedly born, that he said that she had picked up her frozen eggs. So I thought, well, it kind of makes sense, all things taken together, that there would be a surrogate involved. But why the secrecy? Like, if you
what? Hold it there. The free sandwich, first and foremost. Thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks. Ruining a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way. And yeah, this is a critical hit indeed. Why? Oh my goodness. Let me explain. She's literally turned around and said, Samantha Markle, in July, 9 months before Archie was born, Thomas Sr. said she picked up her frozen eggs. And it would make sense if she had frozen eggs that she then may have used a surrogate. Now, forgive me if you guys have heard this before, but I haven't. This is brand new to me, okay? I'll be completely honest. That Thomas Sr. said that Megxie has picked up her frozen eggs. And as such, if you've got frozen eggs, she may have used a surrogate. Is this something you've heard before? Have you not heard? I've not heard this. This is totally new to me. Like, so as I said earlier on, this interview is explosive with a capital freaking E, guys. Now, the other thing she says is why the secrecy? Well, as we know, they would be removed from the line of succession if Archie and Lilibet were not born of the body. So here, the Google AI, I've said, look, if they're not born of the body, can the children be in the line of succession? Yes, a person who is not the offspring of both parties to a royal marriage is not eligible to succeed to the British throne as an heir to the body. And we've got Levette here at Quora that's explaining it even more, saying, look, every child that's in the line of succession would have to be born of the body. So that means if Megsie, Catherine, Zara, Beatrice, Eugenie's children were born via surrogacy, they would not be in the line of succession. And since all the children born to the above women are in the line of succession, that must mean all of the children, including Megsie's, were born of the body. Or at least common sense and critical thinking skills would lead you to that explanation, right? But this is the thing. When you see quite literally pictures like this and other pictures that essentially kind of indicate that something's wrong with all this does not look right. Again, the belly's supposed to be up here, not down here. Up here, not here. Up here, not here. Yeah. Why all the secrecy? Because if it's exposed that they weren't born of the body, that they weren't born from Megsie, that they did have a surrogate, they would be removed from line of succession. And that to me would be an absolute nightmare for Megsie. But the thing that really made my jaw drop in this particular segment was Samantha turning around and saying that Thomas Sr. said 9 months before Archie was born that she had picked up a frozen eggs. And it would make sense if she had frozen eggs that she may have used a surrogate. Mind freaking blown. Now, before we continue, because I've got even more little segments to show you and provide my commentary and research on. Firstly, Ms. M in the house giving one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of Ms. M. And also Lisa Boo is in the house and has jumped into today's gifting wars, gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Ms. M and Lisa Boo. And guys, that only means one thing. Today's gifting wars for this stream have officially begun. So thank you so much to Ms. M for kicking off today's gifting wars and for Lisa Boo for continuing it. Guys, we're already on a whopping 4 new leaders for today's stream. We're just one more away from 5 new leaders from today's stream. So who else is going to pick up that sword and shield and be like, I know how to do a gifting war too? Guys, we may soon find out. And remember, leader-only stream for November will be happening straight after this live stream. And it's the only time you guys get to call in and we discuss all the misadventures of the gruesome twosome. So, yeah, let's have some fun with that. An Aussie Woman 581 rounding out the 4th new leader of today's stream so far. Welcome to the leadership, Aussie Woman 581. Everyone say, hey up to Aussie Woman 581 as our newest leader to the ranks. Appreciate your face. Thank you so much, hon. With that being said, yeah, let's get on to the next particular segment that I want to show you here.
I don't know if you remember people.
So here, Dan Wooten has asked Samantha, look, why have they allegedly lied to us about where Archie was born, the time he was born, etc., 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 right? Here we go.
Can misspeak, but like if it's the day or a couple of days after your baby is born and you're presenting the baby to the public, Harry slipped and he said he's changed so much in the last 2 weeks. And I think people.
I loved her British accent then. She's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah. There's still a bit of an American twang to it, but it's a good try. It's a good old college try, that's for sure.
People are like, and I think it was originally months, and even that was flubbed and changed because a lot of people were saying the same thing. We're like, what do you mean in the last 2 weeks? This is supposed to be the day after birth or very shortly thereafter. And so are you saying that he's 2 weeks older? And so I thought maybe that would allow time to wean the baby away from a birth mother if a surrogate was used.
even more details, okay? So, firstly, Jean Rick rocking up to today's live stream, gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, "Hey up" to our newest leader, courtesy of Jean Rick, our OG in the alternate community. Appreciate your first, Jean. Thank you so much for stopping by, hon. And also, as well, she's like, I can do the double hitter. Finding my favourite. Yay! The Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. I love it, love it, love it. This is my favourite super chat sticker. Why? Let me explain to the uninitiated. This is a ginger doggy. There are hearts coming from the tail. When you lift the tail from a doggy, what's directly underneath? The butthole. Therefore, this is a ginger doggy fighting arts moment. You will never be able to ever unsee it ever again. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for $1.99 sugar bucks, Jean. Appreciate your face. Thank you so, so much. And Little Devil in the house, hitting that join button, becoming our newest leader to the ranks. Little Devil, I hope to see you in the leader-only stream that'll be happening straight after this live. Everyone say, "Hey up" to our newest leader, Little Devil. And thank you so much for hitting that join button, mate. Appreciate your face. Thank you so, so much. So, yeah, guys, this is, for me, a new detail, another new detail. Why? So we all know that, yes, Hazza slipped up when he presented baby Archie to the world, this, that and the other, discussing the last 2 weeks with his son, right? The last 2 weeks. We were all thinking, well, hang on a minute. Wasn't he only supposed to be born like a couple of days ago? What the douche, right? Samantha makes a really, really good point that I've not thought of before. And again, a new detail that may have exposed the alleged fake pregnancy with Megxie. Why? Because she says something. She says, look, might make sense that, because 2 weeks might allow the time for the baby to wean off the birth mother stroke surrogate. Do you guys believe this? Literally, do you guys believe that both pregnancies with Megxie were faked? That she was using a moon bump? That is the question of this live stream. For those that are watching live or on the replay, if you do believe that these pregnancies were fake, then please hit that like button. It's just the quickest and easiest way for me to gauge you guys' opinion, to see if you actually agree with this theory or not. I want to see how popular this theory still is. I can see here there's 1,564 of you watching. 600 of you have used the like button as your voting tool, indicating to me that yes, you do believe still that these pregnancies were faked. If you guys haven't used the like button yet as your voting tool and you think that is the case, you do believe that these pregnancies were fake, then yeah, hit that like button. Let's see how many more of you still believe this theory, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, okay? In the meantime, the other thing that Samantha said was, you know, she's talking about, you know, the circumstances surrounding Archie's birth, and it's something that Dan Wooten touched upon with his question to Samantha during this particular clip, right? Why have they allegedly lied to us about where he was born, time where he was born, etc., etc., etc.? Now, remember, I said to you earlier on, right, that in the media at the moment, when it comes to Hazza and Megxie, it seems to be a orchestrated confusion. They're purposefully creating confusion. They are purposefully orchestrating this confusion. But why? What have they got to hide? Because they've done something similar here, which was the birth of Prince Archie. I remember when this was all going down at the time, there were reports that she was going to have a home birth. There were reports that she was going to another hospital to give birth to Archie then. What happened in the end, though? Even though Archie was born at 5:26 in the morning on May the 6th, 2019, the palace didn't announce anything about the birth until 2 p.m. that afternoon. What's more, when the palace did make an announcement, it was a misleading statement that implied Meghan had just gone into labour, when in reality, she and Hazza were already home with Archie by that time. And so, let's think about it, guys, right? I've said in the past, why was there secrecy behind where Archie was being born in the first place? And I have a theory to this. I think there was secrecy behind where Archie was being born because if the surrogacy rumour is true, they wouldn't want anyone to bump into the surrogate whatsoever. Which is why, in this theory, they would want to create confusion about where Archie is being born in the first place. We don't know, and there's confusion. It could be here, it could be there, it could be everywhere, right? You don't really know where he's being born. And as such, creating this confusion as to where he was being born, it's a cover screen. It's to hide the actual truth of the reality of where he was being born and who was giving birth. Do you see where I'm coming from there, guys? And so for me, that then translates to all this orchestrated confusion now. Are they together? Aren't they together? Are they going to still live in California? Are they going to move to Portugal? Are they going to go back to the UK? Do they want back in the Royals? Do they not want to go back into the Royals? Blah, 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 blah. Again, they're creating, as far as I'm concerned, a similar effort to orchestrate confusion. Why? And to me, it's to hide the real truth of the reality. Now, what's the real truth of the reality now? I'm sure you guys have got your theories as much as I do. But they orchestrated confusion over this birth as to where she was giving birth at. Why? It's to hide the truth of the birth in the first place, as far as I'm concerned. Furthermore, if the surrogacy rumour is real, it would make sense then that they want to orchestrate confusion as to where he's being born in the first place, because they wouldn't want anyone to show up and potentially bump into the surrogate rumbling that lie in the first place, if again the rumour is to be true. I know, right? Mind blown, if I do say so myself. Now, let's get on to the next segment right here. And Samantha makes a good point. Let's go.
Right. So when you reduce it down on the surface, it's like I personally would call it fraudulent misrepresentation. It's like there's no other way to slice this apple. If a lot of things were said that weren't true to mask the reality of a child born of surrogate for financial gain or some other motive, I'm sorry, but that's fraudulent misrepresentation, not only to the royal family, but to the world, to all of the journalists, all of the PR that were milking the heartstrings of the public and family, suggesting that, oh, you're not good enough, you're not ever going to see these children. Well, and I was thinking, what children?
Whoops. Now, Samantha Markle talks about fraudulent misrepresentation. I thought, do you know what? I want to know, what does this actually mean? What does fraudulent misrepresentation mean? And does this really apply to Megxie, Hazza, and these rumours of the fake pregnancies surrounding both Archie and Lilibet? And so here, this is tenantlaw.co.uk. And fraudulent misrepresentation, here we go. Before a decision is made to enter into a contract, whether it be an investment into assets such as property, shares, or a service, it is likely the party selling will make representations about what they are selling. Now, misrepresentation claims can be a result of a selling party making a representation to a purchasing party knowing what they have said is false, reckless, or that they do not believe what they have said to be true. Now, if we apply this to the fake pregnancy rumours, all right, then yeah, if the pregnancies are fake, then it could amount to fraudulent misrepresentation. Because either way you slice it, in that scenario, what Hazza and Megxie are doing are saying false and reckless claims that they believe is not true at all. Which is this. Yes, Archie and Lilibet, Megxie gave birth to him. They have their place in the line of succession legitimately. Well, if the pregnancies were fake and they were born via surrogate, then that's not true. And they'll know that's not true in that scenario. Therefore, they're making these statements knowing those statements inherently within themselves are not true. They are not based in any reality, any fact whatsoever, again, in this scenario if these pregnancies were faked. So yeah, Samantha Markle is right. These pregnancies are fake. Then what Hazza and Megxie have said about the quote-unquote births of these children could amount to fraudulent misrepresentation. Now, in this final clip here that I'm going to show you guys, Dan Wooten discusses and asks, have you discussed this with your father? With Thomas Markle Sr. Have you discussed this with your father? Yeah, I mixed up Dan with Tom as in Thomas Markle Sr. for some reason. There we go. But yeah, have you discussed this with your father? This is what Dan Wooten asks. This is how Samantha answers. Prepare for your jaws to drop even further.
Mm-hmm.
What's his view?
He said the same. He said the same thing. I don't believe, and he doesn't believe that there are kids because.
Let me just rewind that. Just go back to that particular timestamp.
Or Father Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
What's his view?
He said the same. He said the same thing. I don't believe, and he doesn't believe that there are kids because you don't.
Thomas Markle Sr., Samantha Markle, don't believe that there are kids.
Don't yank around and use alleged children as pawns so much. We're only going to let you see our children if you behave in a certain way, and we can control the landscape. I mean, it was like really sick and contrived. And I think he got to the point where, excuse my French, BS. This is not how you treat human beings about something so special and so important as family, whether it's the line of succession or genealogy, and the ability to see, quote, grandchildren before you pass away.
So, again, watch the full interview. The link is in the description bar down below. It's insane. She's turned around and said that Thomas Markle Sr. and herself don't believe that there are kids because you wouldn't use your kids as pawns to turn around and say you'll only see them as long as you behave how we want you to behave, this, that, and the other, right? Now, respectfully, I disagree with Samantha on this one. I do believe these children do exist. However, to hear it from Samantha, to turn around and say that she and Thomas Markle Sr. don't believe that there are kids, from, my interpretation of what she said there, and, again, you guys watch the full interview, is quite shocking to say the least, right? Oh, but it gets a little bit better. Here we go.
A lot of family members want that, if just to be able to have a point of reference, write something down in the family memoirs that, here's another addition to the family. So I think it's been a very cruel game, and I think he accepts it. And he even said, we've seen this much of this kid.
So she's referencing Thomas Markle Sr. saying, we've seen this much of this kid, right?
And with bandages around its face, like it didn't move or blink or anything. And that was very weird.
Okay. So, before I provide further commentary and, further evidence and backup, really, of what Samantha Markle has said there in terms of, what we've seen of the kid, he didn't move, didn't blink or anything. And I'll get to that in a moment. Firstly, D. Williams. Oh, my goodness. D. Williams in the chat. Coming in today's gifting wars with a whopping 5 leaderships gifted to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leaders, courtesy of D. Williams. And that takes us to a whopping 9 new leaders for today's stream. We're just one more away from double figures of 10 new leaders for today's stream. So who else is going to pick up that sword and shield and be like, this ain't how you do a gifting war? This is how you do a gifting war. Guys, may soon find out. We may soon find out. But Dee Williams, thank you so much for your courageous efforts in today's gifting wars. Appreciate your face, love. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's crack on with what Samantha Markle has said there, because even though I disagree with her in terms of her belief, it seems that, you know, the kids don't exist, or they're not real, or something about that, right? There is suspicion, and I would say reasonable suspicion, that what we have seen of, let's say, baby Archie, again, there's something wrong with this picture, guys. So, again, I could show you a hell of a lot more. Would be here for hours. But this is just one example of where a lot of people are turning around and saying, A, that's not how you hold a baby. And B, what the deuce? It's not moving. It's not blinking. It looks like a fake doll. And this is not the first time that Megxie has been accused of using a fake baby realistic doll to try and pass off as baby Archie. And when you watch the clips of her parading this so-called baby Archie around, you see that, no, this baby's not moving. It doesn't seem to be blinking. She's carrying it very awkwardly. It just... something stinks, right? Something's wrong with this picture when you see it. And you think, oh, hang on a minute. These whole accusations of her using a fake doll to try and pass it off as a baby Archie, is there something more to that? Could it actually be true? So, yeah, with, you know, Samantha Markle here particularly saying, look, what we've seen of the kid, it doesn't move, blink or anything, you know, kind of maybe, you know, referencing this whole fake doll rumour going on. Maybe there's something into that, right? Maybe there's something in that whatsoever. So, here, a couple of reactions from Twitter. Salty Duchess, hashtag I stand with Catherine. Me too. Princess Catherine, that is. At Duchess_salty on Twitter says, we all saw what happened to Meghan's moon bumps, hashtag Meghan's moon bumps, alleged, at Birkenhead in front of a team of waiting photographers. Her strap snapped on the inflating moon bump, and she left with a lump hanging around her knees. The public already know about the hashtag alleged Sussex baby scam. And yeah, you see it. She's there. She's walking in. The bump's exactly where it should be. The moment you realise the alleged moon bump has unfastened, going, unstrapped, and then it's completely gone. Completely gone. Goodbye, Vienna. Right here. Going, gone. Yeah. No wonder these rumours of fake pregnancies, it just continues to this day. No wonder. Final Twitter reaction that I found here was from @Marley 2103668. Twitter name, how to fake 2 pregnancies and not get away with it by Meghan Markle. Yeah, that would be a good book. I'd read that. But yeah, here saying, you know, wow, and wow. Referencing the interview I've just shown you clips from Dan Wootton's Outspoken show. There is now so much open talk on the subject of the pregnancies. This will not go away. And no, it won't. And it's only a matter of time, as far as I'm concerned, that the media, mainstream media, grow a pair of freaking balls, right? And really, really start to report on this. Because Lady C's book that she released, the updated version of earlier on this year, right? In it, she discusses the Birkenhead, let's say, incident. And again, I'm paraphrasing, but as this was unfolding with her dress and the alleged moon bump, all the press seemed to have noticed. But the way that I'm reading her book and what Lady C writes, I'm getting this kind of impression that the media know. It's like an unspoken truth. It's like, everyone knows, but they don't talk about it, right? It's that. It's that in the mainstream media. And we just need, if that's the case, one brave mainstream media outlet to be like, screw you, Megxit, we're blowing the lid off all of it now. Goodbye, Vienna. Oh, yeah. Now that'll be the day. Gail Andres, thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar bucks. Ruining a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way. And my favourite, yay, Virgin Doggy Fighting Arts moment. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. With that being said, guys, for those watching at the moment, if you haven't done so already, whether you're watching live or on the replay, if you like this and you want more, and believe me, of course, there's going to be more, make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe, because I'll be honest with you, help us now get to 1 million so we can also get that go play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. And hey up live chat, how's it going? I'm going to be continuing this live for another 5-10 minutes before I start the leader only stream. So yes, same rules apply. Anyone that sends a super chat sticker, member only chat, your chats are guaranteed to be read out. Anyone else, I'll just pick and choose what you guys say, what sticks out to me, but your comments are not guaranteed to be read, so please do bear that in mind. I can see here though that 879 of you so far are agreeing, are believing that both pregnancies for Archie and Lilibet were faked by Megxit. Guys, if you still believe this rumour, then do hit the like button. Again, it's just the quickest and easiest way for me to gauge you guys' opinion, to see if you still actually believe this or not. I want to see if it, if it's still a popular running theory in this community. Do you guys believe still that the pregnancies were faked? Again, hit that like button as you vote until it's the quickest and easiest way. I can see here 898 of you are agreeing so far to the belief that these pregnancies were faked. I'll check back in a little while, see how many more of you agree to that rumour, that you believe in it. In the meantime, Catherine Fraser says the Queen didn't have a picture taken with Lily. That we know of. I mean, trying to be balanced here, right? There are many pictures that the royal family do take, and they're private. And maybe it's a case of Megxit holding the children hostage and saying, right, I'll only allow you to have a picture taken with Lilibet and Archie if you don't release it to the press. And trying to have that element of control over the late Queen. Now, as an alleged narcissist, she won't resist that. Surely, right? To have that kind of power over the late Queen, to be like, you want a picture of my children? Yeah, you can. But make sure that they don't get released to public. Just private, and that's it. I don't think as an alleged narcissist, Megxit would resist doing that. So, for all those that are saying, well, the Queen never had a picture taken with Lilibet, don't be too sure. Again, the royal family have many, many private photos in their private collection that have never seen the light of day and potentially never will do. Think about it, guys. Think about it. What else you guys are saying? Let's have a gander here. Gunner Girl says, it's definitely not how you hold a baby. They do make fake babies very realistic. She's pathetic. And yeah, I mean, I looked into this whole like fake baby kind of situation, and I was thinking, nah, they don't make them that realistic. Come on, pull the other one. That can't be right. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Wow. I could literally, right, buy one of those realistic kind of baby dolls, come onto the screen, give my mother a freaking heart attack because she likes to watch sometimes, and if she is, hi, Mama Alternerd, and be like, hi, Immaculate Conception, here we go. Like seriously. And they look realistic. Like, they are scary. Like, right, not a lot scares me, okay, guys? Not a lot scares me. I can watch the Saw films and laugh my backside off. The more limbs that are flying about, the more blood, the more guts, the better. I laugh at it all. I've got a weird and strange sense of humour, to say the least, okay? So not much scares me. Those freaking realistic baby dolls scared the freaking Jesus out of me. I'm like, whoa, no. And no. So, yeah, like, they're out there. Those fake babies are out there. They're scary. They're very scary. Okay, here we go. Let's see. NW says, this is why she will never move or visit the UK, because the children have to come too, and there are no children. They reset. The secret will come out. If there is a secret as big as allegedly these pregnancies being faked, it will come out in the end. All truth comes out in the end. No matter what. This is why I call a spade a spade. This is why I'm just straight down the line. Because lies will come back to haunt you. Karma always comes back and wants to be repaid in full. And so, Megxie and her alleged lies, oof. Oh, if those are real lies, oh my goodness. Karma's gonna come to collect and probably bankrupt Megxie in the process, and Hazza as well. Let's not forget Hazza. He is in on this alleged conspiracy too, you know, guys. Think about it. Helena Santos says, Megxie was never pregnant with Archie Lilibet. Both Megxie and Hazza know that they are not parents. No photo of them. Okay, so Helena seems to subscribe to this notion that A, the pregnancies weren't real, and B, that the children aren't real either. Okay? That's Helena's opinion. And that's a popular opinion amongst a lot of you guys. You know, you really don't believe that these children are actually real. Kathy Webb here saying, I'm with Stef. I believe the children are real, but Megxie just didn't give birth to them. That is why she can't let them come to UK, because she's afraid of someone getting their DNA. I've heard that rumour, that she and Hazza are very, very strict in terms of contact with the children, because they are scared that someone will take their DNA. And that'll be, potentially definitive proof that, spaghettios. Yeah. Susan Daly says, I believe that there's an Archie, but he's not Megxie's child and he lives with his bio mum. No Lily at all, just a cruel prank on the Queen. Now this is a different rumour that I've never heard of before. That you believe that Archie's real, but that Lily's not real. Okay. Again, that's just Susan's belief. Not mine, but I'm happy to agree to disagree. We can have these conversations, we can swap these ideas, these theories, opinion, conspiracy, whatevers, right? And just have a very, very fruitful conversation and see if we can learn from each other. Brilliant, right? I love this community. It's so cool. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Sheila Dennis, this is definitely something I do subscribe to. Do not believe a word from Hazza and Megxie. Me neither. Me neither. Let's see. Stephen Magnus. Hey up, Stephen. Thank you so much for the emails behind the scenes. Appreciate your first, mate. Saying American Riviera Orchard, 4 trademarks, requested 3 months extension from 30th of November to amend all the issues. So 1st of March 2025 with no changes. Trademarks abandoned. Yes, I've seen that. I'm going to be speaking to your favourite DC lawyer, John Witherspoon, tomorrow. And yeah, I would say expect a video from us pretty soon on this one. Because I've got some choice words to say, and I bet your backside John Witherspoon has some choice words to say as well. Your favourite DC lawyer. There we go. I've coined a new phrase there. Your favourite DC lawyer, John Witherspoon. He'll be coming back, and I'm sure we will be discussing this. And maybe something else. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Kathy Webb, though, agrees. Those dolls scare me. They look so real. I know. Like I say, not much scares me. Like the scariest horror movie, and I laugh my backside off. I just think it's funny and hilarious. I have a sick sense of humour. What can I say? However, those baby dolls, those realistic baby dolls, scare the hell out of me. So, yeah. Looks like Kathy's the same boat as me. There we go. Let's see. Oh, little devil in the house. Jumping in today's gifting war. Gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leader, courtesy of Little Devil. And that takes us to a whopping 10 new leaders for today's stream. So thank you so much to Little Devil to helping us get their hearts in the chat for Little Devil for helping us get to double figures for today's stream for new leaders. And I hope to see all you new leaders and current leaders in the leader only stream that will be happening straight after this live. You'll automatically be redirected, and it's the only chance you guys get to call in, and we get to discuss all the misadventures of Hazza and Megsy for the month of November. If you don't want to miss out on that, you guys know what to do. Hit that join button now, because we will be starting the leader only stream shortly. In the next couple of minutes, I'll be ending this stream in a moment. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Kathy Webb, thanks, Steph, once again for a great show. Want the truth? Come here. Aw. Well, thank you so much for those kind words. That's very, very sweet of you. Thank you. I try my best, and when I do get it wrong, I'll admit it. Freely freaking admit it, right? We're not perfect. It's as simple as that. However, you know, on the other side of the coin, there have been times I've defended Hazza and Megsy as well. It's called integrity as far as I'm concerned. So there we go. So I will call a spade, whichever way you slice it. Whichever way you slice it. Doesn't mean I'm the biggest fans in the whole wide world. I'm clearly not. But again, it's called integrity, guys. So yeah, if you want the truth, yeah, I would say come here as well as all your other favourite Megxiteers as well. So there we go. Irene Harrison Bond in the house saying, so Steph, they could be designer babies who would have no DNA match to either of them. A surrogate would have been used. Now this is another new theory that I've not heard about before. So yes, designer babies do exist. Are they legal in America? I know they're not legal everywhere in the world. Presumably they are. A lot of stuff is legal in America that's just not legal anywhere else, admittedly. But, that's a new theory. Respectfully, I don't believe it. I do believe that either way, it was Megsy's egg and Hazza's sperm that did the deed. Whichever way you slice it, right? Where did the kids pop out from? Was it between the legs of a surrogate or between the legs of Megsy? That's basically the question here. There we go. Trust me to break it down so crudely. But you know what? That's the reality of the situation. Did the kids come out of the legs of a freaking surrogate or Megsy? There we go. Oh, wow. Let's see. Time to play. We're going to leave with this one. Never believed she bought any kids and still don't. Don't care if they released DNA results and it's their fault for being so sneaky and underhanded. And this is the thing, right? It goes back to what I've been saying all along pretty much as a running theme in this particular stream, which is this. Hazza and Megsy, as far as I'm concerned, a pity conspiracy theory, whatever, seem to have a knack of creating this orchestrated confusion. And it seems to be on purpose. And then you've got to ask yourself why. When someone wants to create confusion, one of the main reasons is because they want to create the confusion to actually hide the reality of the situation, to actually hide the truth. Because when something's confused, it's very, very difficult then to know what's what. Because you're confused, right? You don't know what's what. You don't know if it's up, down, left, right, whichever, right? Why do you want someone to be in a state of confusion? It's because you want to hide something, as far as I'm concerned. You want to hide the truth, the reality of the situation. And when they're being so sneaky and underhanded with it all, again, that creates even more confusion. And then you got to think, well, hang on a minute. There's something wrong with this picture. Why do you have to be so sneaky and underhanded? Why are we getting mixed messages and mixed stories as to where he was born, how he was born, what time, this, that, and the other, right? And why is there so much sneakiness and underhandedness and secrecy with it all? Over something that is as simple, really, and as everyday as the birth of a child. Huh? They can't say, oh, well, it's all about, protecting Archie and Lilibet and Megsy's privacy, this, that, and the other. Because if we knew for definite at the time, where she was being born, or Archie was being born, on what time, this, that, and the other, and if Megsy was actually giving birth, then by the time we'd know about it, the event's done. And there's no privacy that's been violated. Think about it. Was Princess Catherine's privacy violated when it was announced every single time when and where she gave birth to her 3 children? No. So Megsy can't use the excuse of, well, we weren't straightforward with you guys because of privacy reasons. Because Princess Catherine was open about it all. The time, the place, everything. The next day, went out with the newborn to present to the world. Her privacy wasn't violated. Far from it. And you got to think to yourself, Megsy had the opportunity to do that as well. To have all the eyes on her straight after the birth. A tradition that Princess Diana started in the 80s. So you'd think Megsy, being the absolute cosplay queen of Princess Diana, and I'm, being sarcastic there, but we know she loves, as far as we're concerned, to cosplay her, would jump at the chance to follow in Princess Diana's footsteps and present the baby to the world in front of the hospital. Why shouldn't she do that? And again, all these questions, all these thoughts, it creates confusion, right? Well, why didn't she do that? It don't make sense. This don't make sense. And this don't make sense. And this don't make sense. And all this whole thing of this doesn't make sense adds to more and more of the confusion. And then you got to think, hang on a minute, where is this confusion coming from? Who is orchestrating this confusion? Why I hate orchestrating this confusion? To hide the real reality. The truth of the matter. I look at it like this, and I'll leave you with this analogy before I go and kick off the leader-only stream, which, by the way, leaders, stay on because you'll be redirected over to the leader-only stream. That'll be happening in a moment. I look at it like this analogy in my head. You've got a forest, and there's a buttload of thorns, and there's no path, no clear path to get through to the other side, right? So you're confused. You don't know which way to go to get to the other side, right? Whereas you've got another forest, and it's clear, and there is a distinct path to get to the other side. And so when you look at the births of Princess Catherine and Prince William's children, right, there's no confusion as to who gave birth, where they were born, what time they were born, this, that, and the other. And that, to me, epitomizes the analogy of a forest whereby it's clear and there's a clear path running through where you can get from beginning to end. Whereas with Megsy and the birth of her children with Hazza, there's so much confusion. It's untrue. Were the pregnancies real? Was he actually born in the hospital? What time? This, that, and the other, right? There's all this confusion. This don't make sense. This don't make sense. This don't make sense. And to me, there, I'm visualizing a forest where it's full of thorns and needles, and there is no clear path to get through from one end to the other. So you don't know how to get out, and you don't know how to make sense of it all. I'll leave you with that. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's Daily Nerd live stream. I appreciate your faces. Leaders only, stay exactly where you are. You'll be redirected to the leader only stream that I'll be starting in a couple of moments. For those that are watching live, or you got to the replay and you got this far, bloody hell, well done if you did. Please, on your way out, do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe, because I'll be honest with you, help us now get to 1 million so we can also get that go play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also as well, guys, the question of the day, well, for this particular stream anyway, is: do you believe that Meghan has faked the pregnancies of Archie and Lilibet? If you do believe that is the case, then please hit that like button. It's just the quickest and easiest way for me to gauge your guys' opinion to see if you actually still believe that or not. I can see here that 1,069 of you have hit that like button as your voting tool to state, yes, you do believe in this conspiracy theory that the pregnancies were fake. If you believe in that conspiracy theory too, please hit that like button. I want to know, how popular this opinion is. I know it was popular, back in the day. I want to see if it's still pretty popular now, or if it's slowed down, if people are believing other things like, well, Archie's real, but Lilibet's not. And, these theories are kind of morphed and, gone off into other directions. But the original one, you believe these pregnancies were still faked? Let me know if you think you believe that's the case. Hit that like button. Thank you so much to everyone that joined in live on the replay. I do appreciate your faces. Thank you so much to everyone that did hit the like button as your voting tool, whether you did it live or on the replay. Again, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone in the live chat for keeping me company. I appreciate your faces. And thank you to everyone that sent a super chat sticker, joined as a leader, or jumped into today's gifting wars. You guys are amazing and extremely generous and kind. I'm overwhelmed. So thank you so much. Monday to Thursday next week, you'll be getting your 3 daily nerds, and then Friday will be the return of Royal Clubhouse. I know that I have another excellent guest that will be coming on. I'm so excited. I'll be announcing the guest nearer the time. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun, guys. So that'll be 7 o'clock UK time, which will be 2 o'clock Eastern. And then Sunday, this time next week, we'll be having another episode of the Daily Nerd live. But yeah, guys, thank you so much to all your support. Special thank you to everyone that has subscribed either during this live stream or on the replay. I appreciate all your faces. Leaders, I'll see you in a moment. But until the next time, for everyone else, laters.